Our defence is terrible.
Shocking, I'm shocked.
But much more to discuss from these two games. So England last night finished this international break with a 2-2 draw against Belgium. A deserved 2-2 draw as well. England were the better side, and it was an improvement from Saturday night, where England, of course, lost 1-0 to Brazil. I mean, what have we learnt from this? We've learnt probably that our defence is arguably worse than what we thought and incredibly vulnerable in regards to pace. I cannot believe Gareth Southgate didn't try out Branthwaite during this international break. What is the point? He knows what Dunk is like. He's seen him before. Why not give another young player the opportunity to impress, like MAINOO did? We've learnt that Chilwell and Gallagher is probably not the answer to that central midfield place. And I think after that first game, a lot of the players actually played themselves out of a position on the plane, including Ollie Watkins, Gallagher and Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell will probably still go because of the lack of depth we've got at left back, but he was so poor really over both games. Much better in the Belgium game, but he wasn't great over both fixtures. Anthony Gordon really staked his claim as well, and it was unfortunate that we didn't see Palmer come in. Rashford made an absolute pointless 10-minute cameo at the end of the Brazil game. Why not give Palmer the opportunity? I think rightly so. Rashford's place in this squad needs to be looked at because he doesn't do anything. He does not do anything. He's not doing it for club and he's not doing it for country. So why is he going? With Gordon having such a positive game, he really has played himself into contention to go to Germany, as has Jarrod Bowen, who over both games obviously came on as a substitute against Brazil, but started the game against Belgium. He was a real threat the whole night and looked lively, looked like he had a bit of energy about him. I know there's been some injuries to this squad, but the Brazil game in particular was a worry because there was only really 3 players who you would argue may not start the finals for England. Obviously Kane would come in for Ollie Watkins, Gordon would come out for Saka, but he was actually one of our best players on the night. And then you may argue between Gallagher and Chilwell, would either of those two start? I don't know. Yes, injuries played a part. Walker going off incredibly early, Stones going off incredibly early in the Belgium game as well, which meant Konza and Gomez played much more of a significant role in both fixtures. Gomez looked alright, but there's a real lack of pace at centre-back, real lack of pace, and we've got to look at where that is. Harry Maguire looked shaky against Brazil. He did not look great. Lewis Dunk had a couple of really poor games as well, and he's arguably, like Gallagher, like Chilwell, like Ollie Watkins, has probably played himself out of the squad for the Euros. But that is why it's really frustrating that we've had a player like Branthwaite on the bench and we've not used him. We've not seen what he can do. KOBBIE MAINOO, though, clearly the standout winner from this set of fixtures, came on late against Brazil and made a real good impact for Gallagher. I mean, that's not hard, though. I think anybody could have come on and had a better game than Gallagher. But he started against Belgium and was magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Him, Rice and Bellingham looked incredibly strong and arguably controlled the game against Belgium. Belgium weren't great and England were the better team that night, and I think a 2-2 draw is at least what England deserved. Arguably, they should have won that game. And it was a significant improvement in the Brazil match, but England just need to... There's a lot of concerns there. There are a lot of concerns. It shows a lack of depth in this squad, really, when it comes down to it, if some key players come out. Ivan Toney has clearly now gone above Ollie Watkins. For me, Ollie Watkins was the striker, and I think he should only take 2, Kane and somebody else. Ollie Watkins was that second striker, but after this set of fixtures, Ivan Toney has to come in. Ollie Watkins was so ineffective. I forgot he was even on the pitch. Ivan Toney was much more involved, much more of a target man, and far more important to the way England play. We need that target man. Kane plays it very well. Ollie Watkins doesn't, and he just does not fit this system. Ivan Toney clearly has gone ahead of Ollie Watkins. How much do we read into friendly fixtures, though? It's unclear, isn't it? I mean, they are friendlies at the end of the day. You could tell the Brazil, and this is taking nothing away from Brazil, but you can tell for Brazil this meant a lot more for them. They were coming off the back of 3 defeats, a new manager coming in. This was a big result and a big game for them. England did look a bit half-arsed. Not an excuse, but there was that sort of different level of intensity there in both teams. But overall, to summarise this international break, it's almost summarised England's weaknesses, which we already knew they were, but it's really cemented those and highlighted England's key strengths and a lack of depth, arguably, when some key players go out and how different we look without those players. Overall, though, it's not a disaster. It isn't a disaster. It is a worry, though, in what we've seen. We are far weaker at the back. back than what I thought we were. Is Southgate now, though, going to be brave enough? I think MAINOO now has to be in that squad in the summer, and I would like to see him start those friendly games in June. If he carries on playing at this level, he has to start. He has to start at the Euros. I don't buy this. It's going to come too early for him. He's not ready. If he's good enough, he's old enough. It's as simple as that. And at the minute, he is good enough. He has to start. He has to. If he keeps putting in those sorts of performances. I don't think he will, though. I don't think he will. And this is where I think the problem is with Southgate. Bravery when it matters. I honestly think MAINOO currently is going to do a better job than any other option we've got, regardless of his age and experience. And that is why he should be starting. And I just don't think Gareth Southgate will start him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Overall, the winners are KOBBIE MAINOO, Ivan Toney, and Jared Bowen and Gomez for me. And the losers are Gallagher, Chilwell, Ollie Watkins, and Lewis Dunk. So let's not get carried away either way, but there are some concerns, but there also are a lot of positives to move forward with. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on my next video.